A couple of weeks ago, an NBA star got fined $100,000 for a homophobic slur. LaMelo, I think his name was. Let me know if I pronounced that correctly. I don't know because I don't follow sports myself. I've always been more of a bookworm. But yeah, he got fined $100,000 for what was deemed a homophobic slur. And when I heard about this, I went online to see what it was he actually said. And I saw that the BBC covered this story, and they went into quite a bit of detail, except for the fact that they didn't mention what he actually said. What was this homophobic slur? I mean, how could we judge whether or not it was offensive without knowing what it was? But I looked elsewhere and I found this clip where we can hear from his own mouth what it was he said.
What did you see right here when Giannis took that shot and everyone was underneath the basket for that rebound?
You said that last play when he took the shot? Yeah, we loaded up. No, that's what we wanted. Put the hand up and then just live with the results.
Now, speaking as an HOMO myself, I don't think that was offensive at all. And it's so ridiculous that I can't even say the word HOMO, that is just short for homosexual, right? And from my point of view, there's nothing offensive about that expression because it's not a slur, it's not intended to hurt. It's a clarification, which people like me, us HOMOs, really appreciate because sometimes we can get mixed messages and misinterpret what a straight guy is saying to us. Hence the need for them to say no HOMO, just so that there aren't any misunderstandings, awkward misunderstandings. And in this case, he said we were fully loaded up, which my dirty mind interprets completely differently from what he intended. So far from feeling offended, I actually felt seen because he was showing there that he understood how our minds work, us HOMOs. We always think the dirtiest, and men in general have dirty minds, but us lot, we have a homosexual dirty mind, so we will hear innuendo in everything. So I appreciate that clarification, and I appreciate the fact that he knows us well enough to know that being fully loaded has another meaning in our world. And especially the idea of being loaded up in a locker room where so many of our most torrid fantasies are located. It was important for him to make that distinction. And if you're an HOMO like me, who doesn't live in some sort of a silo, but hangs out with a lot of straight people as well as gay people, then you will be very familiar with this term. We use the no HOMO term all the time. For example, if you were to say, you better watch it, I'm gonna bust your ass, no HOMO. That's important because you need to clarify that it's not a promise. You're not promising them a night of wild romance. Yeah, because that's romance in our world, having your ass busted. But yeah, you're clarifying that it's not a promise, it's a threat, because our brains interpret these things differently. So again, if somebody says that to me, I feel seen, and I will say it when necessary to another HOMO, or even to a straight guy. Sometimes us HOMOs need to say it to straight people, just to clarify that we're not coming on to them. Like, if I compliment someone on their outfit and say, wow, that tracksuit looks really good on you, no HOMO. I'm not trying to come on to you. I'm not trying to get inside that tracksuit. I'm just complimenting you. But people can misinterpret these things, especially when they judge you by your label and assume that just because you bat for that team, that anybody from that gender is attractive to you. And isn't it ridiculous that he will be fined $100,000 for something so innocuous when there are actual criminals out there getting away with much worse? The way our society has become so obsessed with hurty words to the point of ignoring hurty actions, it's just a joke. And as an HOMO, I find it so offensive how we are portrayed these days as such snowflakes, because it's not in our nature to be snowflakes. We were not raised that way, at least not in Gen X, in my generation. Today's lot, the modern LGBT, or 2S LGBTQIA+, to be more precise, they are ruining it for us because we're not like that. You know, we love offense. Gen X gays and lesbians and trans, we love our offense. We were some of the most crudest, most vulgar, most bitchiest people on the planet, and not at all sensitive. The opposite. Yeah, you'd have to have a hard nut to spend the night out in the town with a bunch of us old school LGBTs, because the things that you would hear will make a sailor blush. So the way that we're being portrayed today is just embarrassing, and a lot of us just don't want to be associated with it. It doesn't represent us. Yeah, a lot of us old school L's, G's, B's, T's cannot relate to this new 2S LGBTQIA+ beast. It's just a weaponization of our identity. And it's not even our identity. It's like a gazillion identities that have nothing in common with us. I don't even like to say us, because I don't believe in this type of groupthink. Who I choose to sleep with has nothing to do with my personality or my beliefs, my ideology. So what are your views? Does anybody out there agree with me that no HOMO isn't particularly offensive and certainly doesn't warrant a fine of $100,000? Or do you feel deeply insulted by it and personally attacked by that NBA player? Let me know in the comments, and please like this video and hit subscribe if you've not already done so. Thank you.